Welcome back, everybody, to our online isolation podcast, talking about season 2, episode 4. How's it going, everybody?
It's going well. Texas is back.
Good to see you back, Di.
No complaints here. We got our power, we got our water back. And we repping today. It's the cleaners, baby.
Uh-oh.
Yay, yay. Dee,
Okay.
You know what it is.
Let me see. I don't have a t-shirt, but since we Team Rona.
Fitting.
Shout out, Meg. The shirt. That's love.
Well, since you weren't here the last couple times, has your mind changed about anybody from the first episode?
Oh man, definitely. The game has changed a lot. This show is crazy. You're really playing with some people's minds for real. This last episode really got me with them having to like vote out loud and then they're being spied on. Like it was just a lot. Let's see. I think I've definitely been sleeping on Alexia. Like she seems to be liked way more in the game than I think I gave her credit for. And big ups to her game. She's being herself and she's being friendly and nice, and she's still continuously is in like the top couple of groups. I think she's like the only one that hasn't been in the danger group yet.
True.
It seems like. So
Lillian and Elizabeth.
Yeah, besides Lillian and Elizabeth.
Sure. But they haven't been there the whole game.
Right. So, I was talking a lot, giving a lot of ups to like Armani, RIP Armani. I'm really sad about her being gone too.
Yeah.
And like Chris and Sasha, but Alexia is kind of taking the cake right now. So big ups to her. She surprised me with that one.
Are you afraid Alexia might beat your record, Didi, of being a power player 4 times in a row? Do you think she'll be able to do that?
I don't know.
She's like, damn, I think of it like that.
Hey, she gonna take my record away?
I mean, she's only been a 2 so far, though. She has to do it 2 more times in a row.
Oh man. See, I wanted to cheer for her, but now I don't.
Well, who went up for you this week, Didi?
Went up for me would have to be Erin, simply because she's playing everybody and benefiting from it. And the person that went down, surprisingly, would be Alexia, only because she's being too nice, and that cost her top spot.
Are you sure you didn't just change that now? Because I talked about
No, I wrote it down. I got an arrow right here, and that's her name next to it.
You did go down finally a little bit. Well, I want to start with the Void, since your boy Manu and Chris joined the Void. What do you think they're bringing to the Void so far?
Bringing some type of, structure, some type of viewpoint, platform, how to execute the plan. Manu kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit when he's talking about when he said he's going to make Dillian his puppet or something like that. I was like, hold on now, Manu, hold on. But yeah, I think it's going good, but I don't think it's gonna because JJ, I would do the same thing JJ is doing, by the way. I don't know if it's gonna execute full out, because at the end of the day, it's gonna be JJ, Shelby, well, possibly Shelby and Alex that are more like close knit from the Void.
Now, Dot, I know you were catching up this week, posting that you wanted Manu in the Void, and now he's in the Void. So how are you feeling about that?
Facts. I'm actually ecstatic about it. I cannot believe, Dee, that you're such a big Manu fan. It blows my mind that you're like defending him to the end. I just
Bro, you like Jake.
I just can't do it, man. Manu was just such a Manu player, and I just can't get down with that. No, I'm glad he's in the Void. I'm glad people started to catch on. That he's more for himself and not really looking to make any real alliances or really help anybody out. I noticed y'all been talking about that it's a lie that he was voting people low, but I guess I interpreted it as like he was pretty much voting everybody low. And like I thought Hannah was telling the truth. I didn't think she was lying. So
So
maybe
you
I
didn't see those
misinterpreted.
5s and 4s all the time?
It wasn't everybody.
Not
He definitely said voting some people high, I guess.
right. I not but he was voting most people very lowly. Like he was either doing like a 1, which was most people, or like a 4 or a 5. Am I wrong?
I mean, I guess that's true. There really wasn't any in between, I guess.
Maybe he was just like he was more, he was willing to give a 1 easier than most people. And he shared that with Hannah, which was a huge mistake. But something I'm learning about Manu, he's just a blunt guy. He's just not really much of a liar. He's just straight to the point. He thinks he's the best, and he thinks that he should be a power player, and that's what he's gonna say. Like he's no bullshit. And a part of me like respects the hell out of that, man. Like he's not playing the game too much. He just wants to win. He's promoting himself. So I mean that's cool for him. I really liked him in this last conversation with like Chris and Shelby trying to open him up. I really feel like I got to know Manu a lot in this episode. Him defending Taylor Swift the way he did. Oh man, I love seeing that. I love his love for Taylor Swift. But yeah, I am glad to see Mono in the Void, but it's really good to see this Void coming together. Like I feel like while everyone's fighting at the top trying to figure out what's going on, these bottom, these players in the Void are getting a lot of information from a lot of chats, and they're working together to the fullest. So I'm really intrigued to see what they're going to do with that.
Yeah, last time you both were here on Podcast One, we talked about how Chris was probably bringing the strategy. It didn't quite work out for him on top because he, became too suspicious. But Didi, how do you feel he's doing in the Void so far, kind of rallying them to be strategic?
I'm gonna go on a whim here and say, I don't know if they trust. Well, Shelby, of course, she trusts everybody, but like I like how JJ was smart to keep his eyes on Chris, because even from the beginning, like he could tell Chris was more of a user than like a leader or whatever. Basically, he's only using him for his personal gain. I don't know if he's gonna play with him for himself, like how they can vote people out. Like I feel like Chris is gonna volunteer himself right away. So I don't know if they might clash in the Void or not, but
To be fair, Shelby also made the statement that she's worried that Chris might want to do that.
Uh-huh.
She's worried that it could hurt her or JJ. Do you think Chris is being too strategic or too aggressive, or do you think it's the right thing the Void needs right now?
I do. I think he's being too aggressive. I think that the Void needed a bit of a leader. I mean, they were making some moves, moving Alex up and choosing to work together and that kind of thing. I think that it's good that he's rallying the troops, but I do think he's coming on a bit too strong. Look, one of the hardest things to do that I realized in this game, anybody can make a strategy, but to actually like have like 45-minute conversations and stick to what your strategy is and not always be yourself is extremely difficult in this game. So I think the problem with Chris is that he's a very smart guy and has strategy, but I feel like he has a hard time executing it. Like he wanted to be a middle of the pack player, but he's not executing that plan at all. Like that's kind of what got him in trouble when he was in the game. And now even in the Void, he's kind of doing the same thing. He's getting more and more riled up and more into the game. But we know that he actually wanted to be a little bit more chill and blend in a little bit more. So I just don't, with that much like ferocity, I don't know. Like I feel like you're always gonna have a target on your back. And it's hard to mask a personality like that. But like, for example, DeLeon's playing it perfectly. Like he's doing the best acting job I've seen like on camera in a long time, like pretending to be shy and to not like asking questions like, what is the Void? Like that had me dying.
I screamed.
You can see like you saw like Elizabeth smirking when he said that. Oh my God. Elizabeth almost lost it. Like she thought it was so funny. But you have to be able to execute a plan when you make it, like those two are doing. They're doing an excellent job of that. So I just think Chris needs to focus more on what he really wants to do instead of just being reactive.
That was actually my next question, Dawson. Since you weren't here last week, about DeLeon and Elizabeth. How do you feel they are doing so far as a whole?
Oh my goodness. They surprised me. Because what y'all was saying about Lils and what I already knew about DeLeon, they were gonna be spark plugs that were gonna light up the conversations. They were gonna be causing drama all over the place.
Yeah.
But they made it. Well, yeah, they're causing a bit of drama for sure. But they're being really strategic about it. And they came into the game saying that they were gonna like pull this like we don't really know what's going on. We're just like observing everything, type attitude. And they're they're DeLeon like claps to him. Elizabeth as well. Like she's being, in a lot of chat, she's being very strategic about what she's saying and what she's not. And she knows when to be herself. Like she was in a chat with Sasha one-on-one, and she knew she's smart enough to know that she could be comfortable in that conversation. And her being super herself got like her and Sasha to be pretty much allies, and they're giving each other fives back and forth and whatnot. So they're definitely, their experience is shiny here. They're playing like pros. I'm very impressed.
Dee though, do you think DeLeon is kind of getting a little itch to be a little dramatic? Because in this last episode, he was trying to gather why people are being fake nice and whatnot, if people are lying, and he was kind of pushing for information a little bit.
Right.
At first, I thought he was doing a little bit too much, but at the end of the day, you got to look at the cast. I'm not going to call this cast. Well, they wouldn't catch on as quickly as season 1 because they're so busy. Like, I don't know. I think this group is more like hearsay stuff. So I don't think they'll confront a situation head on, but I don't even know if they realized he was low-key investigating versus Karashikyo questions. I'm still not over that. But yeah, I think he did good.
Now, also, Alex returned from the void. You guys talked about his social game maybe not being up to par. So far, he is in the bottom still. But do you guys have any thoughts on his return to the game so far?
Yeah, Alex is a bit of an enigma to me. I go back and forth if it was going to be an effective player or not. I think at this point of the game that he has a decent chance because now like the game's really starting to get in everyone's heads. And I think the reason why DeLeon and Elizabeth have been okay is because everyone's so busy fighting amongst each other, they're not even looking at what DeLeon and Elizabeth are gaining from all these conversations. I think that like the bigger threats are just going to be such a problem, and they're going to attract so much attention that Alex may be able to slip under the radar for a while until he needs to make a move. So I think he's in a pretty good position right now. I think he just needs to keep playing it cool, not being too loud, but also being friendly with the people he's meeting, which I think he's doing a pretty good job of so far.
Dee, any thoughts on Alex's return?
He actually did better than what I thought he was going to do. My thoughts are really the same as Dot's.
What about with Elizabeth? Do you think Elizabeth did see the future with a male Alex?
The way you edited that was so prime.
So psychic.
That was so great. I love seeing that.
Elizabeth is psychic.
I don't know why she thought there was another Alex in your guys' game because there was the girl.
She thought Flash was Alex.
Yeah, but I
don't know how
it was only fitting.
It was a funny full circle, I thought.
That was hilarious to watch. It was so funny.
And there just always seems to be an Alex in every season, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah, right. That is crazy.
Let's see. I guess we'll go back to the void for a while because Mano hasn't worked with anybody, but do you think Shelby took a liking to him? Do you think there's any possible alliance there?
If it is, I don't think it'll do much. I don't think it'll be Manu this day because Shelby's not gonna step up unless she just make a 180. So it's not really a good partnership or anything.
Yeah, I do wish Shelby would be a little bit more assertive. I think that she's got the ability to do really well in this game. I think she's got off to a bad start. Yeah, if she would allow herself to get back into the game, I think she could do something. I also don't know if either of them are aggressive to actually make an official alliance and to make plans and to do something with it. I don't know if that would happen. I think they just have a pretty good friendship so far. I thought it was so Shelby says, Manu, you're so funny. He says, wait, I'm funny?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like it's the first time he's ever heard it before. That was so hilarious. I love it.
I doubt it's the first time. I find it pretty hilarious.
I do too.
I do like their friendship. I'm warming up to Manu a little bit. I'm glad that he's making some friends. He's getting out of his shell. It's good to see. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if an alliance will work too well there. I'm on to what Dee was saying. I think that JJ, Alex, and Shelby have more of the relationship. Manu, something else that was hilarious is Manu said straight to JJ's face, like, hey, it's crazy because I eliminated you and now I'm here. And he's like, Chris, how do you feel about doing that? Like, just pretty much threw him into the conversation as well. And JJ figured it out. He was like, okay, so these two guys got me out of this game. I don't know how much cohesion they're going to be able to have with just all that craziness in there. But we'll see. I believe in them.
I guess one thing I will say about Shelby, I know people like to, groan when I talk about astrology, but she's such a Libra. It's crazy to me how a Libra she is. If you go read the definition of Libra, it would come off as Shelby. Just very nice, very likable.
Oh, I was going to look
Doesn't
it up.
want to go ahead, you can look it up, but doesn't want to not one to step out and make decisions, I guess, would be a Libra quality. They don't like making decisions.
Yeah. It's interesting though, because I feel like Shelby and Alexia and even Aaron are kind of similar players. They're more quiet. They don't want to make too many waves, but it's interesting to see where the three of them have gone and how they've all reacted to what's happened to them. Like, for example, Alexia's playing her game and she's being nice and she's doing great scores, but she's getting good results from it. So she's happy and she's doing fine and there's no problem. Whereas Aaron was doing the exact same thing and she kept being in the lowest group. So now she's very spiteful, trying to figure out, what do I got to do to get some clout in this game? Do I just need to treat everybody like shit? Give them terrible scores? What? So I don't know. It's interesting. I'm not sure what Aaron and Shelby did to be so low or to stay so low, but
yeah, I think for Shelby it was just kind of bad luck that when that first power player group, only Chris knew her, and then he didn't really fight for her. So
right,
it was an easy one to eliminate.
Yeah, and now she's not really fighting to get out.
And Aaron did finally go up. So I mean, do you think her strategy of voting low is finally paying off? She got it to the middle group, Dee.
I figured that was going to happen.
I was hoping. I mean, she definitely got some pity points. Like Elizabeth felt bad for her, whatnot. I felt bad for her the whole show. Like I said, I don't feel like she's done, because she hasn't done anything to anybody to deserve to be in the bottom. Like she hasn't done. Everyone's like, yeah, she's so nice, but it's like, why are you voting her so low?
But she was always safe. You knew she was always safe.
I mean, I guess. But no one wants to be in the bottom every single night. It's just demoralizing. That's why she's changed her whole strategy. It just sucks. So I think she just deserves a chance to meet some new people and just to play the game, to be a power player once. Hopefully next episode should be a power player. But I wish the best for her. I think that she's a really nice person. I think she has a great social game. But I also know that she's quiet, and I feel like the game's kind of been running over her a little bit. So I don't know. With her moving to the mid group and hopefully the power player group, what's most important is what she does with it. Because Alexia has done really well with being a power player. She's played it perfectly. So we'll see what Erin can do when she has a little bit of power in her hands too.
Now we had the first live public voting grading of the season. Did you guys have any takeaways of the way people voted publicly compared to private?
They were scared. It was not really, they were going to vote for real.
I would have been scared. That's a scary ass thing to do.
The only one that wasn't scared was Delia.
And
Elizabeth, that's it.
I swear I was paying the most attention to Delia because I know he's trying to hide the most right now. So when it was announced they were going to be voted publicly, I literally saw him contemplate, man, am I gonna what am I gonna do? Am I gonna expose myself? Am I gonna keep playing this quiet nice guy? but I think he played it. I think he played it really well. I think he got the vote the way he wanted to vote, and I feel like he still didn't like cause too many tidal waves. You know, he's rocking the boat a little bit, but he's still doing a really good job. I put a star by him because he stood out the most to me in this activity. I felt like he did the best job of like keeping his composure, still supporting the people he wanted to support, still down talking the people that he wanted to down talk without like, being too much of a
And he
threat.
kind of was able to like set things the way he wanted to, because he gave Hannah the low grade.
Yeah.
Others gave the low grade. He gave Elizabeth the high grade, and others gave a higher grade.
Right. Yeah. Like he's kind of like running the tables right now, and nobody really knows it. So I'm really impressed with what how he's playing the game. I mean, he's got experience, definitely an OG.
I will say, even though Erin didn't grade as low, she still graded low as well. She gave more 2s and 3s rather than 1s and 2s.
Yeah. I actually put like somebody who went down a little bit for me was Sasha, was because she was grading so low publicly, and she realized it. She was like, yeah, I'm grading lower than everybody else. And she wasn't the only person who noticed. Like Manu was able to pick it up. And I don't know if he brought that information back to the void. But that may be a little like slap that she may take later on.
Who was in the group with Sasha? Because I think they did it to her.
It was Elizabeth and Ella.
Oh, okay, because they would vote high after she would vote low.
Yeah.
Like, dang, Sasha.
Yeah. But I think Sasha's definitely in it to win it. She's been scoping people since the very first episode of the game, trying to figure out who threats are. She got close with Chris and then turned her back on Chris really quickly. And I think that's because like she realized that Chris was a threat, and she'd rather be against him than with him. So I think she's playing really smart. I just think that she had to expose a little bit of herself that she wasn't really ready to expose because she had to vote out loud.
And the Void got to spy. Do you think they all did a pretty good job of getting information? JJ always, is getting good information.
JJ needs to be an FBI agent. JJ is. I was like downing him the whole first 2 episodes. He's really good at gathering information.
Yeah, I think they did a great job. I think the Void is getting a lot, and they're working together. They're a team right now, and while everybody else in the game doesn't know who to trust, and they're scared, and they don't know what's going on, they know everything that's going on, and they're not scared. So they're a really dangerous force right now.
Where do you stand on Hannah, Dosh? She's been a topic of conversation.
Man, I'm about to say, I actually wanted to come in here and say something because y'all hating on my girl Hannah, man.
That's my girl back. That's my last episode.
That's my girl. Catch me outside, okay? Go ahead, tell her. Catch me outside. I definitely catch those vibes. I know what you mean. No, I love Hannah. I love her so much. I feel like, I guess if you thought she was lying about Manu, I could see what the problems are. But I feel like she's being herself. She's another person I feel like who kind of made a strategy to try to like be close to everybody and play a great social game. But she's letting her natural self kind of take over, and she's like butting heads with Manu, and now she's butting heads with Chris. But I feel like she's just naturally blunt and doesn't really care. Like she's okay with butting heads with people. But it's you start to make enemies. Chris is definitely a pretty bad enemy to make in my opinion. He's a pretty smart guy. But I love her, man. She's one of my favorites. I'm glad that she band together to get Manu out. I'm glad they got Chris out. I wish her the best, yo. Hannah, is it Hannah and Ella that made that connection at the beginning?
Yeah.
I'm a fan of those two. Bad Girls Club.
Edie, has your opinion changed on Hannah?
Right when it was changing, she lied again.
Ah!
What did she say?
I was like, she's getting.
Oh, the D. Leon lie.
She said, she wanted Manu out, but she's going to put the blame of Chris' departure on somebody else, saying, somebody else wanted Chris out. Those were the 2 people you wanted out, and you said somebody else wanted Chris. Like, I would agree with you, Dot, about the bluntness if she was telling the truth. Right. But I haven't seen her tell the truth about anything yet. probably the Windows stuff. That's probably true in the rapping and Eminem, I'm sure. But
that's true. I see the resemblance.
That's low key racist.
Hey, ancestry.com is real, dog. And we can't all play honest as you, Dee Dee. It's tough. It's tough for some of us. Some of us are natural born liars.
Oh man, that's a bad trait. Bad trait.
Hopefully she can do something with it.
During spying, Shelby thinks that Kia and Hannah are very, very into where they stand in this game. Are they very into where they stand in this game, Dee Dee?
I don't know what's wrong with Karashikio. I don't know. You said she be high. It's like when she talks, I can't do nothing but just like be like, because I be trying to put together what she's talking about. But I don't know. Okay, I don't want to offend anybody, but they take the astrology stuff so serious. Like it's like bylaws to live. And I'm like, let the shit go. It doesn't matter. Stop talking about it. Like she even votes based on people astrology signs. And I'm like, bro, okay. I'm gonna blame Mary Jane. But I think they like each other though. I think those two like each other. So Shelby, was it Shelby? Yeah, Shelby. She was good on that.
Do you have any thoughts of Kia from the last 3 episodes?
I just man, you know what? I like Kia. I like her energy. I just think that she's made some mistakes. I think that she's kind of rubbed some people the wrong way. She rubbed a lot of people the wrong way in a lot of different scenarios, like leading back to like Manu in the first episode where she was like, "Oh, like you're only 18." Yeah, the whole like going into the chat and not saying like, "Hey, I'm from the middle chat," try to hide it and then letting it slip later. Like, like you got to do better than that. You can't let that slip. Alexi and Chris found you out real quick. Then also the whole like withholding information. Like, if you're not going to tell somebody something, don't say, "I'm not going to tell you that." Like, change the subject, like laugh it off, like find a way to deflect. But like, it's just like the lack of smoothness. I feel like it's just really like, it's really starting to like make her look like a threat to other people. So I had her as somebody that I put going in the wrong direction in this game. Yeah, I don't know. I think that she just got to work on, like, she's got to make a strategy and work on like executing it a lot more smoothly because it's not looking too put together for her right now.
And the last group was the potential power players. Chris and Manu were spying on them. Chris got to hear them talk about him.
Woo, he didn't like that. He did not like that.
Made him want to put targets on their backs. But any thoughts on that?
Let's see. The power group was that Elizabeth, Sasha, and Ella.
I will say, Dee Dee, it kind of gets Elizabeth kind of just grouped in with them in Chris's view that Elizabeth is with them.
Yeah.
I will say, I think they're kind of like a power group right now. Like they're all filling each other. They keep giving each other's fives. They haven't like officially said like, yeah, we're an alliance. Let's keep each other high and let's keep everybody else low. But organically, that's how they feel. So they've been staying in these higher groups. And they're kind of sitting pretty right now. So I think they're okay. I mean, like you never know what's going to happen whenever your chat's getting spied on. Like you never know when it's happening, and like you never know what's going to slip out of your mouth. So unfortunately, they said some things that Chris is probably going to spread.
They're true.
Yes, that are true. Are true. Yes, there no lies there at all. They were just exposed. So I do, unfortunately, that I think that spying is going to bite them in the ass. Chris is not going to let that go. He's not the type of guy. He can't play it cool. He's going to get them back somehow. So yeah, I'm a little bit scared for them for the future. But right now they're okay. Until next episode.
Oh, well, after this fight, Chris and the Void, they come up with this plan. They get to invite two more people to the Void. They choose Delion and Alexia. Thoughts on those choices about bringing them into the fold of information?
As for Dillion, I think it's a good play because I mean they're trying to inform him, even though he already know. But I think that was a good choice to for Chris to get Dillion down there so they can like. And I'm glad everybody's seeing how Hannah really is. So that's mainly going to be their focal point. And with Alexia, I think they just got her because she was really liked. I don't know what was the logic behind getting her.
I think they just find her trustworthy.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess.
I agree. I think these are great moves. They pretty much picked the people that they trust the most, and people that they thought would do the most, would have the most power with that information. Which Alexia has been a power player a lot of the game, and she's trustworthy. And Delion's very liked already in this game, and he's kind of calling people out on their bullshit, that kind of thing. So I think they like that. And I think it's a good move to make. I think that if the Void can get those people to see the game the way that they see the game, I think having players like Leon and Alexia, you can do a lot. You can do a lot with those guys.
I guess the question is
it's a
though,
great choice.
can they really trust Delion?
No.
Oh, I mean, they
No.
can't, but they don't know that.
It's Dillion and Elizabeth to the end.
Right. Chris is about to tell Deleon to like not trust Elizabeth, and like Deleon isn't going to let Chris know, but you're going to lose Chris forever saying some shit like that. Like you're going to be a target for Deleon for the rest of your life, like past the game, you know? So I think it's smart for them to do it, but they just don't understand how deep this game goes. You know, it's not their fault. Like how could they know? Deleon's definitely going to gain though. Like Deleon and Alexia, they're just going to gain more friends in the Void. Definitely a good move for those two to go into those chats and make some friends, or at least pretend to make some friends.
Well, I guess anything that I missed from this episode that you guys have in your notes that you want to talk about?
It was one oh well, it was a couple things. Shelby, I feel like due to the fact that she's so nice, she talks a little bit too much. I don't think she should have shared the alliance with Manu and Chris about her, JJ, and Alex. She could have put in conversation of them making an alliance, like in the Void and stuff, minus Alex, but only for their sake. But she should have kept that a little bit of a secret. And what was the other one? When I said last week, I said nobody confronted Manu or asked him about the lie, whatever. So they did this past week, and he didn't defend himself. Like was he listening to them when they asked the question?
I will say, I think he did eventually defend himself. I don't know if it made the episode, but it will be talked about in the next episode.
Okay.
I thought he was agreeing. I thought it was like, yeah, you guys are right.
It looked like he wasn't listening to me. I was like, did he hear me?
He kind of smiled, right?
Yeah.
I think when they told him, though, I think it was because I don't remember who it was, but they said that Hannah said that he graded her low, which he did.
So right, and he was pretty much like, yeah, I did do that.
I got Manu told too much info, but I forgot what that was about. So
about T Swift.
That was about the other info.
That was a little bit too much info, in my opinion.
Oh, when he was like, don't do Taylor, but when he was like, I sent you to the Void or something like that.
Right, to JJ.
I didn't like that he said that.
Dude, Mono don't give a fuck, man. He's gonna say whatever he thinks of.
I know, like, and he wants to use Deliana and Alexia's puppets, which we talked about a little bit. I mean, it's not the worst game plan, honestly, to try.
He's growing on me.
That's not gonna work for
Delia. Not on Delia.
No, hell no. Yeah. Hell no. Delia ain't nobody puppet. Ever.
I also wrote down, why was Chris surprised about being to the Void real quickly? Why was he surprised?
Yeah, he had to know that since his score was so high, and that he started to be suspicious that it was kind of not looking good.
Yeah, it was the arrogance for me.
Yeah, I don't know if he knew how off-putting he was being by like saying like, I'm not gonna tell you what group I was in. Like what? Like, come on, man.
I think he just didn't think it was gonna happen that fast.
Yeah, you got disliked that fast, man. Yeah.
And he didn't tell the whole story to the Void either. He didn't say, "Oh, I was acting suspicious. That's why they sent me here to the
Right.
Void."
It's really like Leon hit it on the head. It's not the fact that you're keeping secrets. It's like the fact that you'd be like, yeah, this happened, but I'm not gonna tell you guys.
Yeah, I hate when people
It's
do
like,
that.
bro, like what
I
are
got a
you doing
surprise
here?
for you. What is it? I'm not going to tell you.
Like, are you trying to play with my
Well,
head?
he wants to tell them now that it was because Hannah was in that group, which isn't the worst idea.
Yeah, it just had to, had to be a little bit more smooth, like if you're not smooth, DeLeon gonna sniff you out, like real talk.
Quick. Did Alex say, wait, I can't remember. I should have watched the episode again, but I wrote Alex low-key shade towards Alexia. What did he say about Alexia?
I think it was more of a compliment than a shade. I think it was because he's just surprised that Alexia is so high, even though she's quiet, and even though DeLeon is targeting quiet people.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and I also want to point out when DeLeon pretended he didn't know Elizabeth's name, and he was talking, and he was like, Elizabeth.
Oh my God.
I had to pause it and laugh like for 5 minutes.
This dude's killing it. So what's the Void?
I would have lost it that day. I would have lost.
Oh my God, DeLeon. This dude is a character. I love this guy.
I would have to
so
be like,
much.
I'm watching TV. I'm watching TV. Something funny happened.
He is a TV show in himself. Like he's such a character. I love it.
He's a reality show.
Seriously. No, like for real though.
That's why I cast him every time he says yes. So.
Why wasn't he on Survivor?
You'll see him again.
We already had too much going on Survivor. We couldn't handle him, man. That would have been too much for real. I mean, I just really like notes for me. I mean, we pretty much covered everything that I noted from the episode, but we're just at a very intriguing point in the show for me because like there are so many mind games being played. Like it's a game of telephone. You're right. Some people are lying. Some people are just giving their own perspective. People are spying on groups. People are going up and down on groups. I noticed the first time, that Kia went up in the group and people were telling, people were telling Armani that thought it was weird what Kia was doing. Like Armani didn't really she wasn't really like, yeah, she was in my group, but this is what she was doing. Like she's kind of let it happen. I'm like, okay, these people that I thought were like really sweet and like, they weren't so strategic like her. I know she's not in the game, but like people like Sasha, their antennas are up. They're playing the game a little bit more than I thought they were gonna play. So it's really interesting to see people be scared of these threats. These quiet people are starting to people like Aaron, Alexia are able to rise up a little bit more in the game. It's very interesting. Like pretty much anything can happen at this point. Just depending on who can be the most convincing. Really.
Even though anything could happen, do you guys have any predictions for this next episode?
I think that it would be, I don't know. I feel like at some point DeLeon's gonna have to break character and he's gonna go off on somebody. So I'm just waiting for that to happen. I don't know if it'll be next episode, maybe it'll be the one after that. I think he could probably hold it for one more episode, but someone's gonna rub him the wrong way and he's gonna be in a chat with Hannah or something and he's gonna be like, nah, you fake. Like, how DeLeon goes. So I don't know. Maybe that'll blow up a little bit. But yeah, my favorites are still definitely would be Armani. RIP. Hope you feeling better. Well, I bet you are by now. Yeah. But Sasha, and I don't know so much about Chris, but I'm still wishing them the best. Somebody who wants it that bad, I want you to do something. So I don't know.
Give me Alex vibes. I don't want to know it.
Yeah.
I don't want to know it.
Yeah, but it's like even when you hate Alex, it's like, can you really hate Alex, man?
No.
Like, can you really?
Well, that's Alex.
Right, Chris. I tried to hate Alex. It didn't work.
Alex is humble.
Yeah, that's true. He's very humble. So yeah,
They are both Aries though, just to throw back to astrology for you. 'Cause I know you love to talk about it.
See
so
that,
much.
Dee? See?
But me and Q are both Sagittarius. We don't act alike.
That's true.
Yeah, but I don't. If
I know
anybody
this-
was sent to
So
the
is
void
Elizabeth.
next round, I would think probably Kia. I don't know if she really has any friends right now. I think
Hannah.
everyone's pretty suspicious of her. Is it Hannah?
They seem like they were getting along.
Okay. I don't know if Hannah would really stick up for her. She has stronger alliances within the game. So yeah, I'm pretty worried about Kia. But people like DeLeon, great work. Sasha, Alexia, great work. Everybody else, keep pushing.
Keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive. The game is anybody's.
I didn't predict yet. I didn't.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh damn! I forgot what I was about to say. But I think. Did they show Did you show who was in the endangered group, or was it just the not safe group?
What do you mean?
At the end, towards the end of the episode, the bottom group. Which group was that?
It was just the in danger.
So Alex, Hannah, and Kia.
So I think Alex is going to go back again.
Damn.
And Karashikio.
Right.
And I want to call it now. Let me see. Final four. Let's see.
Okay.
Delia and Elizabeth, Aaron, Alexia. I don't know. But Aaron might win or might not. But I think Elizabeth or Jillian might win too. I don't know. Alexia probably is going to be third or something.
Would you like to make a Final Four prediction, Todd?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely was impressed by DeLeon and Elizabeth, so I'm definitely going to put them in their Final Four. The way that they're playing this game is just it's very impressive to me. I think it's too early to call Erin. I don't know. She's definitely the most slept on in the game right now. Nobody's really respecting her or her game.
And she's just under the radar.
Yeah, she's so under the radar, which is great for her, honestly. But I don't know. I want to see one more episode of her to see if she can, if she'll do something with the power that would keep her being likable for everybody. Damn, the rest are tough. I'm gonna put Sasha in there. I think Sasha's a G. If she doesn't slip up, I think she can make it pretty far. And then, damn. I'm actually gonna throw a curveball, and I'm gonna say Alex. I'm gonna say Alex makes it out of this void. He's able to make it to the Final Four. The only reason I'm not saying Alexia is because I think she's been at the top for so long. I think people are gonna get upset about it, even though she's nice and likable.
I won. So, just putting it out there.
Yeah, facts. That's true. I don't know. I even put on my own notes, I'm sleeping on Alexia. So I think I'm gonna sleep on her for one more round. No disrespect. No disrespect. You're playing a
She is peaking earlier than you did though, Didi. You peaked in the middle of the game. She's peaking early, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, so, Didi.
Aaron might take
But I do like Alexia a lot.
Yeah.
I would be happy if she made it in the Final Four. Definitely.
Any final thoughts?
Team of Delia and Team Elizabeth. Woo!
Definitely.
No more Team Mono? You don't think Mono's getting out of the void?
No, I want, even though I wanted him to, I don't think he's going to get out of the void. I think JJ will probably get out before Mono. I don't know.
Team Sasha forever. Sasha's my girl. I'm riding with her to the end. And I don't know if I'm Team Aaron yet, but I do believe in you, Aaron. I believe in you, girl. I'm glad you're out. Thanks for keep fighting, yo. She kept a positive attitude. I like that. Keep it pushing. I believe.
Well, I want to thank you both for joining me this week. And I will see you guys next week. The Cleaners versus Rona once again.
Yes, sir.
And there's no done.
Team Done is done.
You killed that team.
We all killed this shit.
No, it was you.
That's fair. My saltiness.
Oh man.